Hi and welcome to TOTECS. In the 18.1 TOTECS e-commerce platform release for content managed websites hosted on the platform, on a content managed web page displaying a basket selection area. For each basket record display within the area, there is now the ability to update the name or description of a basket within the list itself. This makes it quicker and easier for sales representative users to change the name and description of the baskets without needing to view the details of each basket before being able to make the changes. This improvement is particularly useful if a sales representative is managing baskets across many users, cutting down clicks and workload, saving time and cost. It can also be used to resort the baskets based on priority. To show how this works, I'm on a content managed website hosted on the TOTECS platform here within our demonstration website. In this particular website, I'm logged in as a sales representative user, and this user has the ability to access many customer accounts and baskets across those accounts. So if I click on the rep baskets, that takes me to a web page that contains a basket selection area. So this is the area that allows the user to switch customer accounts and the baskets of those customer accounts to make orders for different customers. So in our list here, we have 5 different baskets belonging to 5 different customer accounts that this one sales rep user has the ability to raise orders for. So the sales representative is managing 5 different customers in effect. Previously, the sales rep user could not change the basket names. They were previously named based on the account prefix and then the account code. Now the sales rep user has the ability to set any text that they want for the name of this particular basket. In our example here, they can specify how many products may be in the basket or how many products they need to order. So if they wanted to, they could change the basket name to that, and they click the save button, will now update the basket name with whatever the sales representative thinks is the best approach. So this allows the sales representative user to give labeling that makes sense for them. And if the basket is being shared across multiple users, then it also can help that it makes sense for other users who are allowed to use the same basket to create an order for. So the sales rep user simply needs to go into any of these text boxes and they can type any text that they want. So in this case, they may mark one basket as being a VIP customer, and once they click the save button, it will retain that setting. And we can also see in this area that is then resorting these baskets based on which basket was last changed. And there's also the ability to display a basket description. So here's an example where we can show another text area which can display a basket description and allows the sales rep to provide a longer description of what this basket means. In this example, I've typed in a longer description of this basket, provides more meaningful information, such as this is a VIP customer and they need their products ordered by the first day of the next month. So if we click that save that setting button, then that description will also update and be saved against the basket, just like how I'm doing here. It's important to note that this capability is only available if the user is set as a sales representative user and they are assigned to a facility permission role that has the view all customer accounts or view sales representative briefcase section permission set to allow, and the user created the basket. So within the administration center, if we click on the users navigation menu button and clicked on search users, if we found a particular user, that user would have to have the sales representative user checkbox ticked, and that'll need to be assigned to a sales representative ID that we've previously imported into our project, which that controls which customer accounts are assigned to the sales representative. Then within the users menu, within the user permissions, we would have to set up a facility role, such as the one here we've got called sales rep, but it could be named anything. If you click on the edit link under the sales representative permissions, the view all customer accounts permission would have to be set to allow, or the view sales representative briefcase section would have to be set to allow, as well as the user created the basket in order to allow them to be able to set the basket names and descriptions. If the user did not have these permissions set to allow, then the area would display as so, where the basket name text box as well as the basket description text area would be hidden from the user. And to learn how to set this up, if we go into the administration center and click on the website's navigation menu button, then click on the content managed websites menu item. Within our web area formats libraries, if we expand that, within the user account management area types and expand the basket selection area, within the basket selection selection record. If we click on a basket selection record format, there are a few additional format hooks that we've added. So we now have the basket record name input ID, as well as the basket record description input ID. And we have the update basket detail on click. So that's a JavaScript event that allows the user to save the changes in the area. And we have the other format hook is basket record allow update basket, and that either displays a value Y or N. So we use these format hooks to be able to display or hide the different elements in the area for the basket name and description. So if the user does not have permission to be able to update the basket, then we would want to show the basket name. So we put that basket record allow update basket format into a class, and then we can use CSS classing in order to hide or show the elements based on if the user is allowed to update the basket or not. So if they're not, we want to just display the basket name, but if they are allowed to update the basket, we'd have another element where we can then show a form input, and within that form input we need to put the hook of the basket record name input ID, as well as the value of that input needs to be the actual name of the basket. So we're building this input here, and it's a similar story for the basket description. We would create a text area input. We would then put the basket record description input ID into the ID attribute of that text area, as well as the basket record description within the value of the text area that can allow the description display. And it's a similar story for the button. So in this case we're using a save button or using a save icon, but we could use any text that we wanted to. So we use the on click here to have the update basket detail on click format hook, so that way when the user clicks on the button it will trigger the area to save the details of this particular basket. And that is all that is required to allow the basket selection area to allow the users to be able to change the basket name and descriptions, and we can hide or show either the basket name or the basket description form inputs if we want users to be able to update one but not the other. So that's the functionality where we're giving sales rep users more control and the ability to put in more information against the shopping baskets that they manage for the range of customer accounts that they are assigned to and actively manage, making it easier for them to identify or provide information that helps them to manage their customer accounts effectively. If you wish to learn more about this feature and all the other great features in the 18.1 TOTECS e-commerce platform release, if you go to the TOTECS.au website, click on the resources menu item and then click on the forums menu button. Under the TOTECS e-commerce platform section, if we click on the releases forum and then go down to TOTECS platform release 18.1, you can read all the details about this feature and all the other improvements and new features we've added in this particular release. If you've got any other questions or comments, feel free to comment on the forums or contact our service team with any of your questions. Until next time, have a good day.